Unless you bought your home from a family member who had built the house and lived in it before selling it to you, you probably have no relation to the previous owner. But what if you were able to trace your lineage and the original owner of your home all the way back to the Mayflower to find out that you were cousins? That was the case for Holly Safford when she and her husband purchased the Winsor House Inn in Duxbury. The Winsor House Inn in Duxbury is representative of a time when the Pilgrims were branching out from Plymouth to the towns that might now be considered the original suburbs.
The community is passionate about its historical roots and its connection to the original Pilgrims, and many of the homes up and down Washington Street, which is our main thoroughfare, were owned by descendants of the Pilgrims.
As you make your way inside the Winsor House, it's easy to feel like you stepped back in time a couple of hundred years, whether it's the rustic two-sided fireplace in the dining room or the quaint pub towards the back of the house with the low lighting. Whatever it is, owner Holly Safford considers herself very lucky for having bought this property with her husband. For 20 years, Holly Safford had always found herself drawn to the Winsor House in Duxbury. Now 2.5 years into owning this place, it turns out there may have been something even more powerful that attracted her to this inn on Washington Street.
The previous owners had a lot of treasures, and as we sifted through and tossed most of them out, one of the greatest things that we did receive was a family tree. And on it, we saw the names of John Alden and Priscilla Mullins, from whom I'm also descended. And we are descended from the eldest daughter, Elizabeth.
Upon further inspection and research, it turns out that the lineage that connected her family to the Aldens came full circle and connected her with the family for whom this house was named.
The Winsor House was in the Winsor family for many, many years. And in 1933, a gentleman came and opened it as a restaurant and an inn. And it ran successfully, and 2.5 years ago, my family bought it. And we are absolutely enthralled with this notion that we are actually distant cousins of the original family that owned the property, the Windsors. They are descended from John and Priscilla Alden, and I am descended from John and Priscilla Alden. And my mother did the research, and when we came here and saw the family tree and realized the connection, we were ecstatic.
For PCN at the Winsor House in Duxbury, I'm Brian Sullivan.